I'm here. Water dog in action. Go. Come here, Blue. Good girl. Hey everyone, it's Peter here at the Woodland Reboot. It is a wet day out here. I'm inside the big red barn here working on my Ford 9N tractor. But if you're new to the channel, hey, why don't you have a look at the video where in one video I sum up how I built that big beautiful red barn. And if you come over here, you can also have a quick look at the off-grid cabin. I'll put a link to that one right here as well. Anyways, let's go inside and get busy. I've had this project probably going for the better part of a month, but only been able to work on it here and there. And as you know from earlier in the video, the delay has been having something repaired on the pump unit itself, which I'll talk about in a second. Okay, so here is the pump unit. As I mentioned, I had to take it over to a machine shop because I had a crack right here in this drain plug area. That's been fixed. They put in a plug that actually fits correctly into the area, and it's been TIG welded, so that should work. My next step here is going to be to clean the machine surfaces here and on the underside of the tractor, as well as on this cover. You see I've got to get this liquid seal cleaned up. So that's what I'm going to do now. So you can see I've gone about cleaning up the surface there quite meticulously. There's the area where it was TIG welded right there, and you can see the new cap. So that surface is ready there. I haven't done that. That'll be next. And if we go over here, underneath the tractor, we can see that I've cleaned up the edge there, the machine surface there, to receive the pump itself. All right, I'm here at the back end of the tractor, and of course I've got to get this surface cleaned up as well to receive the PTO shaft and its cover. Yeah. Maybe this is going to peel off in one piece. Oh yeah, that was an easy one. If only they could all be so easy. I've got a new one to put on here. All right, let's come in here and look at a couple of things. Number one, I think I've done a good job getting that surface clean. Number two, let's have a look inside. I want you to see these control arms. If I come up from underneath. So, right there, those are the two control arms. And that's what I need to connect to the hydraulic pump once it's inside through this access point here. And once that's connected, then I can put this cover on. And that right there is where the PTO lever goes, right in that slot. Let's put the new gasket in place. It's the old one. And let's move forward with getting. Okay, there's the gasket. Very simple, comes down, lines up perfectly with the bolt holes and the hydraulic hole as well. That's going to be very close to clearing that muffler or not. And here we go to find out. I want it clear. That is welcome. Okay, so that's roughly in place. I think we're only going to be able to see the rest of this on the GoPro. We're going to go very slowly because it's a bit of a balancing act on this jack. And we're going to get that in the hole. And the balancing act begins. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Careful not to damage the gasket, but that is now hung up on something. There we go. And just have to keep playing with it as you go up. We'll get the gasket later as we get closer. Okay, that is super close. We got to get that gasket lined up now. You know, it is fun to own an antique tractor. Lots of people are interested in it. Maintaining and finding parts is a challenge. So we have one. First one in. That's a relief. Not easy. Whew. The body is tired, but we've got one started there. We'll get some more in. Okay, we got another one started. In business. See it back there? See it right there? That started. The gasket's in place. Let's see if we can get another one in over here. Now that I've got 3 in, couple kitty corner, I think I'm going to get that jack out of the way. All right. Fingers crossed, everybody. This should work, but you never know. Blocks down, hydraulic pump up. There's a win. Let's get a few more of these screws in place. Let's get them all in place. 5 more to get up there. And then I'm just going to lightly tack them into place using my drill driver, and then I'm going to get my torque wrench. Okay. So now to get the torque wrench. But before I get my torque wrench, I need to consult my manual. I can't remember what the torque specifications are. So let's go do that. So I've decided to take a little break, come on inside and have a quick look at the Ford manual to make sure I get those torque specs correct. So right there, once I've got the lift cover back in place, being the lift cover assembly for the hydraulic pump. There it is right there. Tighten the lift cover retaining bolts, 53 to 60 feet-pounds of torque, or 72 to 81, I think that's Newton meters of torque. So there we go. Okay, you can see in there I've got one end, I've got one control arm attached, and I'm trying to get that second one attached. That's probably taken me 5 minutes of literally just finagling. It's not easy, and you just got to persevere. If there's someone out there with 9N experience and has an easy way to do this, I mean, I guess it would be much easier if I went to the other side there and took off that other cover, but I'd really like to try to avoid having to do that. So the struggle is real and it continues. So an update, maybe 20 seconds later. Oh, I think I just got lucky and I got it to pop in on that other arm. So that's together. Okay, here we are with the shaft for the PTO. It's time to get this put back in. There's the gasket all the way down on the face. I've got some marks here. We're going to feed this in. The splines are going to go in through. In through the pump itself that we just replaced. Not replaced, but removed it and put it back in with a new. Alright, that's not going through. There we are. Just play with it a bit and the splines will eventually line up. With all these things, it just takes a little bit of coaxing and shifting and playing with, and eventually it lines up. Okay, so let's see if we can get this gasket lined up. There we go. Perfect alignment. Top, bottom, left and right. Drill driver. And then tighten it up with a torque wrench. Back ends up together. I'm not sure how much you're going to be able to see from the cameras, but we'll give it a try. Try to get this thing back in place. All right, all the major work is done. All the covers are back on. The pump itself is reinstalled from the bottom. All the bolts have been torqued. The side cover's on, torqued. And as we come around to the back side here, the shaft is back in and that's torqued up. So that's essentially the double check to make sure that we've done everything, or that I've done everything. There's that seal that we didn't take off, sorry, the cover that we didn't take off. So the only thing left to do right now before doing a test run is actually just let's get some of that hydraulic oil back into the tractor. So there's what's recommended by the manual, this type of multi-grade hydraulic transmission. And I picked this up at New Holland. So let's get this in. I've already got 2.5 gallons already in there. It takes 5. And this is 2.5 gallons. I don't think I'm going to put all of it in. I might put maybe roughly 3/4 in, and let's see how we do here. I've got probably about 1/4 of that left over. We're going to wipe the hands and give this a shot. Okay, everyone, that initial test seemed to work well. The hydraulics arms are working as you saw. There are no major leaks coming out of any of the seals that I've just replaced. Power takeoff switch is working well. And then down underneath here, no leaks. But we're going to watch this over the next week or so. We're going to give it a load test sometime in the next few weeks also. And that'll obviously be the real litmus test to see whether or not the system's been repaired and if that TIG weld is actually holding. So the last thing really to do here is to tighten up this access point here, filler cap. That's nice and snug, that's not going anywhere. And that's it for the hydraulic repair on my Ford 9N tractor. Again, guys, I'm a DIYer. I've owned this tractor for 10 years. I learned how to fix it by watching videos and reading online, going to the various forums that exist for these kinds of tractors. And you know what? It just takes a little bit of elbow grease. If I can do it, and you've got a wrench, you can probably do a project like this. You know, 1930s, 1940s technology. You pretty much have to put a bomb underneath it to destroy it. Okay, everyone, take care. Have a good week. And thanks for coming along to watch.